Hey, Raleigh, how you doing? We are doing okay. We got about another half an hour in our day today. It is 4:30 here in Alabama. We are heading south on Interstate 65. We got a spot waiting for us here in Montgomery. So we're going to get ourselves in here and parked for the night, make a little bit of dinner. We got to get up a little bit earlier than I want. But we have to get ourselves down to the very southwest corner of Georgia by 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And we got about 150 miles, 160 miles to go to get there. And I do not have the time today to be able to do that. Well, this cloudiness is only been for the last hour after I got into Alabama. My last 5 or 6 days, I've had nothing but clear blue skies, so it's not too shabby. But we are, like I said, we are bringing a load from Nebraska all the way down here to Georgia. Mr. Brad Parks, how you doing? Right now we are doing 55 because we're in a work zone. So 55 is around 81 kilometers. Or 55 actually, like 80, 87, 88 for 55 miles an hour. All right. But once we make our delivery of this load tomorrow, we got about 200. Let's see here. Let's see. About 250 miles to go to pick up our next load in Georgia, a bit to the east of Atlanta. We are taking that load all the way back to North Dakota. So we got a multiple day trip out there. I think we're picking up a tractor going up there. So but we will be stopping near my sister's house in Emerson Friday afternoon, evening. We're going to stay there for about a day and a half, almost 2 full days. Sunday about midday, I'm going to leave there, get myself started. So probably around Wednesday, late Wednesday, Thursday, I'll make my delivery out there in North Dakota. I need to watch my speed here because I'm being carried along by everybody else who is speeding. I shouldn't be doing that. So let off on the gas here a little bit, let everybody pass me. That's why I usually set the cruise control, which I'm going to go ahead and set. I ain't had it on yet, so we'll go ahead and set it just to make sure. But, you know, a typical kind of blah day. I said we got just about half an hour roughly to get to a little bit. I don't know exactly where in North Dakota I'm going because the voice that comes with the computer, because you can't read it while you're driving, so the voice, it's not really clear. So if it's a place you don't know, it's kind of hard to decipher sometimes. So when I get stopped here in Montgomery, I'll be able to read it because the computer will let me read it at that point in time. But we're going to assume a good, we're going to say about 1,600 miles, roughly, just as a guess for right the moment. Raleigh, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't fantastic. I mean, was that? I was in a truck, so it wasn't what I would have wanted for a Christmas holiday and New Year's, but sacrifices. Got to make the sacrifices. I would love to get to Australia. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Japan for 10 years. I was on the same side of the world, but never actually got to Australia. I've always wanted to see Perth. I've always wanted to see the Great Barrier Reef. I've always, of course, do the tourist stuff, the Opera House, Ayers Rock. You know, you want to see some of the tourist stuff, but I want to see the real side of Australia. But it's a question of when I can actually do that, and with my need right now to just plain old work to get myself where I want to be secure in a piece of property, that's a little ways away. But I definitely wanted to go there. I've always wanted to visit Australia, New Zealand, go back to Japan, England, Germany, Scandinavia, Italy. There are places I do want to see, but life as it is sometimes doesn't give us what we want. So there you go. Right. I haven't seen the end of the work zone yet, so we're still at 55. I don't think it'll let me rotate it. Now, orientation, unfortunately, is locked for right now. I have to set the way it is, I guess, before I need to stop. So I'll try to do that next time I do a live stream on YouTube. I don't know why it won't let me turn it, but there you go. But I'm still learning how to use my phone for live streams, so A little bit of a learning process, but we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. I mean, I have not seen any kind of construction. Why they got this at 55? Oh, well. 20 miles to Montgomery. Yeah, well, like I said, normally when I'm doing the driving videos, I'm using the GoPro, but I've had problems with my internet, and that's hopefully going to be fixed by this weekend. So hopefully this weekend I'll be back to the way I used to film. But we'll see. We will see. So uh, so the day is almost done. Like I said, we're going to get in here. We're going to get ourselves settled down. I mean, I'm not parking where I want to park, but it's where I need to park. So there you go. Well, Harry, if I could do that, I definitely would. Metal Music Maniac, yes, sir. If I could do that, I would. I mean, I got some shrimp already in the freezer. I need to eat, but right now, tonight, I'm going to have leftover chicken burritos for dinner tonight. I was thinking about doing some Alfredo sauce and some pasta with a little bit of chicken in there, but I'll eat the leftovers first before I do that. Man, I wish I could find a sign telling me I could speed up again. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I got time enough on the clock. I got my space reserved. Ella T, how are you doing? How is life in D.C.? Excuse me. Like I said, we're getting down here. We'll deliver in the very southwest corner of Georgia tomorrow morning at 8:30. I have an appointment. There are two other trucks carrying the same exact thing, going to the same location at the same time. So hopefully I'm there first. Then I got about 250 miles to go to Waynesboro, Georgia to pick up Friday morning. From there, I'll go to about 30 miles north of Atlanta. I'm going to stay there for the weekend, Friday afternoon and evening, all of Saturday and the first part of Sunday. Get some stuff brought from my sister, my mail, stuff I've ordered from Amazon and other places. We'll get that on the truck. We'll get everything set. Oh, there. Okay. Finally, here we go. Now we can get back up to 70. Well, we were in the speed zone doing 55, and everybody else was ignoring it, so. But that's why, if you can see these flashing blue lights up here, it looks like a truck has been pulled over. More than likely, he was speeding in the work zone. That's the most likely reason he was pulled over. I seriously doubt he got onto the highway from here, from this road right here. I could probably guarantee that he was pulled over for speeding in the work zone. That to me is the most likely explanation why that guy was pulled over. I'd rather do 55 when it tells me to do 55 and never get pulled over than get there 2 seconds faster. They don't pay me to rush. They don't pay me to violate the law to get the load right where it needs to go. They pay me to get it there legally, safely, with as much rapidity as possible, but not stupid. And I've never been asked to go faster just to get it there. Not going to do it. All right. So 12 miles to go. We are on I-65 headed south. Coming from Atlanta, I-85 will merge with I-65 really close to where I'm going to be getting off the highway. So we got to deal a little bit with that. Riley, like I said, right now I am using the iPhone 12 Pro to do this on. Normally I would be using the Go with a microphone. But if this sounds better and it gives better picture quality, I'll stick to this when I do the live stream driving down the road. Trucker Z, good evening, sir. We'll get around this slowpoke here. So it's been a little while since I've been in Montgomery. If I remember correctly, the last time I was in Montgomery was about 4 months ago, something like that, I think. But I came from Atlanta down I-85 and then merged on the I-65 going out to where'd I go to? I think I went to Louisiana almost 3 or 4 months ago. So it's been a little while. Like I said, we are on Interstate 65. Southbound. A little bit north of Montgomery, Alabama. Mile marker 176, approximately. I hate these bridges when they're all wavy like that. Rattle what little brains I have in my head out. Alrighty. Speed limit of 65. We're going to slow down a little bit. And I don't, the camera might not be picking it up too well, but there's the skyline right ahead of us of Montgomery. Not a very tall city. I believe the tallest building is 22 stories, I think. I know there's nothing over 50, but I think the tallest one is 22 stories that you can occupy, and maybe like 3 or 4 more, 5 more of roof and spires and whatnot. And it is this building that we can actually see right here. If I, other than that, the tallest thing is going to be like a radio tower or TV tower. Pardon me. Oh. Oh, ready. So just right where we passed over that bridge is the furthest north in Alabama, as far as I'm aware, that you will see tupelo trees.
2 miles, keep left onto I-65 south towards Mobile.
I'm going to take our cruise control off there, because we're going to drop some more speed here. Five miles to our destination here in Montgomery, Alabama. And we're going to follow the highway heading towards Mobile. So we're going to stay to the left here a little bit. And I wish this guy would turn his lights on, because it is dusk. You should have your lights on. Idiot. It's getting dark. You're driving a dark vehicle. Maybe you should put a light on or two. That's just me. I don't know.
In half a mile, keep left onto I-65 south towards Mobile.
You can't even say it right, can you? Not mobile. Mobile. All right, so off to our right, we would get on that on I-85. That'll go north, more northwest or northeast up to Atlanta. I-85 ends here in Mobile. It does not go south from here. And this bridge up here, the second bridge here, that's coming from I-85, connecting here with the merge. So we are going to get off at exit 168. We're going to hang back here, let these guys merge, hopefully safely. Speed limit is 55 miles per hour here. Well, they upped it. It used to be 55 here. They've actually increased this little stretch.
2 miles, take exit 168 on the right towards South Boulevard.
Yeah, that's not too bad. My first job as a truck driver was coming from Atlanta all the way down to Brewton, Alabama, which is just a little bit north of Pensacola, Florida. I would drive this stretch of road twice every day. Take an empty trailer down to Brewton, pick up rolls of paper, take those up to Atlanta, and take another empty right back down. I did that for about 8 weeks straight. So 253 miles north, 253 miles south every day. Did that for 8 weeks for my very first trucking job. So I am, let's say, very used to doing this. South Boulevard, 80, 82, 31, 231, 321. Or 331, not 21, sorry. 331. And in the morning tomorrow, we are not getting back onto I-65. We're going to get onto 80, 82. We're going to be following that southeast out to southern Georgia. That's we need to make a right-hand turn up here. And we're going to stay in the right-hand lane to make our left-hand turn, because we want to be as wide as possible so nobody gets hit. We can avoid the vehicles up here in the lane over here to our left that are going to be turning to get onto the highway. I'm going to take it as wide as possible so these people can be as far away from me as I can get them. And unfortunately, the truck stop is right here on our left, so that makes it a little bit difficult sometimes to get over. But we have a parking spot reserved, which this truck stop is always full. So reserving the spot here at 5 o'clock at night, it's kind of a mandatory thing if you want to be guaranteed a parking spot. When we come out in the morning, we're going to turn left onto this road and head straight ahead of us so we can get down to where we want to go. Yep, that's what they call it, 2 ATVs in our life. So, like I said, we're stopping here for the night. We have to be in Bainbridge, Georgia at by 8:30. I wanted to be there a little bit early, but that is in Eastern time zone. We are in Central time zone right now. So I have to pretend like it's 7:30 that I have to be there. That way it works out. We have 150 miles to go. Well, let's just say 160. That is roughly 2.5 to 3 hours. So we are going to be up at 4 a.m. We're going to leave here at 4:30 a.m. at the very latest. So we gotta sleep fast, we gotta sleep hard, we gotta get up as soon as the alarm goes off. We cannot dilly-dally in the morning, but once we make the delivery, we have time to get up to Waynesboro, where we can stop for the night. We pick up in the morning tomorrow on Friday. Then we can get up to Emerson, Georgia by the afternoon, and we can take the weekend off to do what we need to do. And then from there, like I said, Sunday, about midday Sunday, I'll take off, heading up to North Dakota with that load. Oh, excuse me. Big Houston! So like I said, we're going to get into this TA, which I'm not a fan of TA, Petro. I don't like the stores. I don't like the way they do things. But unfortunately for tonight, it's a relatively safe spot. I mean, Montgomery is not my favorite town by any stretch of the imagination. So we are going to just get in, get parked, mind our own business, get the heck out of Dodge. And then we'll get our delivery, blah, 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 blah. Yep. Well, why'd you pull in if you know you needed fuel? Why'd you go back there, moron? Some people. All right. We got some reserve parking right in front of us. We are going to go in here. I mean, this whole back row here is now reserve parking. So we're going to go back here. We're going to turn around so we're facing the other way. It'll make parking a little bit easier. So we're not doing like this. So we're doing like this guy. We're not going to blindside into the parking spot. We're going to make sure we have as much vision as possible. So we're going to put our flashers on so people have a somewhat of a clue as to what we're doing. There's a few open spaces, but normally, I mean, even when there's open spaces, people still park where they want, and that's a problem because they're too lazy to back it in. King and Queen stacking, how are you doing? All right. Big old potholes. You figure the money they make from the parking, they would put into a little bit of asphalt and fill in the potholes. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Why would we do something so silly as to maintain our own property? That's silly thinking. Hey, I don't want to park back here. I want to park up here where there's an empty spot. A little bit easier just to go straight out. So less chance of being blocked in over here. And this guy pulled head first into his spot. That is brilliant thinking in my book. Let's see here. We'll park right here, I think.
Turn at the first right onto West South Boulevard.
Alrighty. Back her on up into the spot. Watch left and right, because you have a left and a right. If you only watch the left, the right side will be a problem. There we go. And we aren't going to be too picky which one we get, so this one looks like we're getting into fairly easy. Somebody can park on my driver's side, and they can learn how to park, get a little bit of practice. Because a lot of people need a little bit of extra practice. There we go. Get ourselves kind of centered into our spot. That way we give as much advantage to the people who need to learn how to park, to have adequate space to do so. There we go. I think we are somewhat okay with that. We're inside the lines. We are fairly straight. There we go. Hit our buttons like we need to hit. Alrighty. So let's see where we are going in. Well, the computer is not giving me information like I need. Nope. COD at delivery. There we go. All right, Waynesboro, Georgia, picking up a 8270R with duals, which is a John Deere tractor. Galesburg, North Dakota. Let's see here. Let's type that in. Add a stop. We're just going to add the city center in just for giggles. And let's see here. Add is the last stop. The Magic GPS is telling me that from Waynesboro to Galesburg, North Dakota, at least 1,150 miles, 1,582 miles. So that's a 3-day trip up there. So if I left Sunday, I would be there on Wednesday, barring any weather. So not too bad. Now let me show you here what we got here. Did it? See if it'll show up here. So we are that little red arrow there. So I got 2 little stops. The first one is Ozark, Alabama. That's the town of Dothan, Alabama. And basically an hour away beyond that is Bainbridge, Georgia. Then we get to head all the way northeast up here, south of Augusta, over near the South Carolina border. That's Waynesboro. Then we'll come back up I-20 to Atlanta. We're going to stop up here about half an hour north of Atlanta. Not much more than that. In Emerson, we'll stop there for the weekend. Through Chattanooga, Nashville, back up through Paducah, Kentucky, where my truck broke down November 25th. Take that up through St. Louis, north up through Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, north into Minnesota, past St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Take that up through Fargo. And then there is Galesburg, North Dakota. And I may change that depending on on what I feel like doing. I may stop by Iowa 80. You know, we'll see. All right. Letting the truck cool down here a little bit. Okay, so 5:20 p.m. we are shut down. And we are done for the day. Let's see if we can, let's see here. Let's turn that around. And let's put a light on the situation. There we go. So, other than that, we are done our day. Not too bad of a day today. I mean, could have been better, but it is what it is. Like I said, we got 150 miles to drive in the morning. We got to leave a little bit earlier because we're crossing from Central Time into Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to lose that hour on the clock. But, you know, 8:30 a.m., we're going to get this load off. And like I said, 250 miles up to Waynesboro. After that, pick up this tractor. Get that loaded and secured properly. We got the weekend off. My manager gave me the time to do that. So good. Then we get to head up to Fargo, North Dakota, a little bit outside of that. And, you know, from there, we will see. Now, the weather is going to be the biggest issue. Now, I had somebody, a friend of mine, telling me they're supposed to have another polar vortex or blast of icy wind coming down from Canada. Other than that, not too big of a deal. Not too big of a deal. Let's see here. Raleigh, I am not I don't get paid by the mile. I am a salaried employee. So my pay is the same no matter what I do. If I have to sit and wait for a load for 4 days, 5 days, I get paid the same whether I'm driving or not. So that's the advantage I have with this company, which is rather nice. I have very few bills. I'm gaining knowledge. I'm gaining experience, which is more valuable to me than the money is. The money is, that has other purposes, but it's not the only purpose of doing the job. So we are getting the experience. We're getting knowledge every time I pick up a new and different kind of machine every couple of days. I mean, I brought my first grader, this past week. I never had a grader before. The first one I brought, it taught me a lot of things. I took that out to Phoenix. No, wait a minute. No, I brought that to El Paso. I brought the grader to El Paso, up from Pueblo, Colorado, to El Paso. The first time I ever operated a grader. A little intimidating, but I got a bit of experience with it. I have a better understand how those machines work. Not an easy machine to drive. You really have a lot of controls for a grader. Why can't people do a simple thing? A guy's backing up. This is like his 6th attempt backing up into the door for the shop that's right in front of us. I mean, it's not that hard. Oh, Big Houston, yes. This is the only type of trucking. This is the only type of trucking that I ever wanted to do. I started in the van. I did local delivery. I've done one reefer load. I did that for a year and a month at my first company. Local furniture, carpet delivery, standard OTR, all kinds of stuff. Then I went to Melton Truck Lines, got my initial flatbed experience. I did that for a year and a week at Melton. Then I came here to this company. Now I do oversize, I do heavy haul, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the truck I drive, and I'm having a good time. I mean, it's not exactly work. I was an arborist. I was a landscaper for 30 years. On and off, but for the most part, 30 years. And that was hard work. This is not hard work at all. I mean, yeah, loading in Fargo, North Dakota a couple of weeks ago when it was minus 35 and a 30-mile-an-hour wind and 60-mile-an-hour gusts, yeah, that was a little bit of a pain in the butt. Whatever, I mean, I'm going on 50 years old. I can't be climbing trees forever, and I don't want to. I couldn't keep up with the 20-year-olds who were coming in and doing that. So I went and got a job that I don't have to do it much with. I sit on my butt all day. I yell at traffic and I worry about time. That's all I do. But beyond that, it is nothing more than enjoy my day. And 2 ATVs in our life, no. No. I am not. I don't want the bills that I do have. I have no car, so I have no maintenance, no gas, no insurance. I have no apartment, no rent, no trash, no sewer, no gas, electric, cable. I have none of that junk. 65% of my paycheck gets saved every week. When I have enough, I am buying my land, hopefully with as little mortgage or no mortgage if possible. Get more of a local job, build the house I want, garden, read, cook, and live a simple, quiet life away from as many people as possible. Now, I seriously doubt I am winning the lottery because it's like $630 million right now. And yes, I will spend $20 to $40 when I get to Georgia tomorrow, buy a couple lottery tickets, take my little chance. I mean, I'd be happy with a tenth of 1% of that. You know, if I only got $600,000, I'm set. You know, I'm golden. But like I said, you know, I'm just going to do what I do, steady like the turtle, slow and steady, win the race at the end, not trying to be flashy or anything else, just do what I got to do. But beyond that, like I said, tomorrow, got to be up at like 4 a.m., get rolling by 4:30 at the latest, 160 miles down to, hey, Roland, no problem. You have a good day. Talk to you later. Mr. Roland Keith from Australia. Always a pleasure. But we're going to sign off here. Wasn't intending to be on this long, but blah, blah, blah. So tonight we are having leftovers. We are making chicken fajitas again for tonight. Get that out of the refrigerator. I was thinking of making Alfredo sauce and some pasta, but I'll eat the leftovers first. Gonna go in here, grab a quick shower, eat the dinner, go to bed. First thing in the morning, get going, deliver, drive, park it for the night, pick up on Friday morning, get up to my stop near my sister's house for the weekend, pick stuff up, put stuff away, play with my new toys. I got some exercise equipment, and I got a couple of new pans for cooking, which if you've seen my cooking shows, you know I love to cook. So I got a nice silver-lined copper pan and some carbon steel pans, which will let me do a lot more. And hopefully this weekend I will be doing two cooking shows, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll go from there. So my truck, no, Friday last week, I was told it was going to be in the shop for another month. It's a transmission. You take it out, you put a new one in. The one that's broken, you figure out what's wrong with it on a test bench. No. November the 25th, I was stuck in Paducah, Kentucky for 5 days. 5 days. I got there on Wednesday. I did not leave there until the following Monday in this truck. A, I was on permits. B, I had to wait for them to bring a truck from Grand Meadow, Minnesota down to Paducah, Kentucky. The first truck broke down on the way to Kentucky, so I had to wait an extra day. And I had to wait till Monday anyway before, because I needed new permits, and I couldn't drive on Sunday anyway, no matter what, because of the restrictions on the permits. So I've been in this truck since November the 30th. Yeah, November the 30th. I got in this truck. I moved a few things over. A couple of days took me to get back up to Grand Meadow, because my delivery was right next to company headquarters, like less than a mile away from company headquarters. Made the delivery, went over to company headquarters. Hey, good night, Raleigh. Have a good one. Or good morning for you. So that Tuesday, I got parked. I moved some more stuff over from my truck. The next day, Wednesday, I moved more stuff over. I still have a little bit of stuff left in my old truck, and hopefully it hasn't been stolen or damaged or whatnot, but I moved everything I could. You know, that's... I just couldn't do anything more about that. I was hoping a week, 2 weeks, you pop the old transmission out, you replace it with a new one, you take care of the old transmission under warranty off the truck. But, you know, 2 weeks led to 4 weeks, 4 weeks led to 5. Now here it is. It's going to be at least another 3 weeks. Oh, well, you know, at least I'll have a pretty much almost new reconditioned transmission. So there you go. But we can do only what we can do. You know, it's the only upside. The only upside to it is that it's not my property. It's company property. I don't pay a bill for it, so I'm upset about it, because that's, you know how truck drivers are. Big Houston will tell you, truck drivers, that's your truck. Any truck driver worth his salt will look at it as his truck. It may belong to the company, but it's his truck. And that's the way I look at it. I look at it as, I treat it as if it's my personal property, and I maintain it as such. When I got to Memphis, you know, a couple days before, or the day before, no, it was the 25th. No, it was the 25th, because I stopped in Memphis because my top gear, 18, 17, 9, and 10, that fourth gear ring was rattling, making noise, losing a little bit of power. Called the shop. They said, drive it till it breaks. All right, well, 40 minutes up the road, that gear totally destroyed. There was no power going through those gears whatsoever. It's like being in neutral. I drove it till it broke. I limped it in 16th gear at 55 miles an hour from basically a half an hour, 45 minutes north of Memphis. Got to Paducah, Kentucky. Parked it. By that time, the other gears were being affected, because all that extra metal in there rattling around and chewing up teeth and everything else. Called the office, says, hey, it's even worse now. The top gear is totally gone. You know, gear ring 4, gear 9, 10, 17, 18, totally gone. The other gears were grinding like when I first called you. Okay, we'll stay right there. We'll see what we're going to do. Called me back the next day, said, we're going to send a truck down to you. Okay, you know, whatever. But it sucks. You know, no matter what, it sucks. I mean, that truck had been pretty good, you know, for almost a full year. The only reason I was in that truck was because my first truck, number 1801, I got hit in Dallas because some idiot can't go around a turn in a parking lot without running into somebody. They totaled that truck. I had to wait 4 days in Dallas for another truck to be brought down, which was my second truck, 1804. That was December 3rd, December 5th, something like that. So I almost made it 1 full year in that truck before it broke. But that's just the way it is. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. I'm glad I made it here safe and sound anyway, safe and sound as well. But that's pretty much the day, you know, what's going on at the moment. But, you know, temporarily I'm driving this extra heavy truck. It's geared differently. It weighs different. I got the 20,000 pound axle. It's made to be pulling a 6, 7, 8 axle trailer. But right now I'm pulling a 2 axle step deck. So this truck is a bit overkill for that. But whatever, you know, it's what they tell me to do, so it's what I'm doing. All right, so we are done for the day. Gonna get a shower, make my dinner, hit the sack. 4 a.m. tomorrow, getting up, getting going. Bainbridge, Georgia is waiting my delivery at 8:30 Eastern time. So thank you all very much for coming. I appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow. And hopefully we make it through with some kind of success. Talk to you later. Thank you much. God bless. Have a good night. Let me hit the right button here.